Hey guys, B likes to watch here. First thing I'm going to do is apologize to my good friend GlockerBob for taking so long to answer this tag. He wanted to know what got us into guns. Well, that guy right there is what got me into guns. That's my dad. And he got me into guns before I even knew it. When I was born, I had a 410 shotgun, a J.C. Whitney, single shot, breakdown shotgun, waiting for me. I don't have that shotgun anymore. It burned up with most of my other guns in my house. But he went so far as to build a Monte Carlo stock for it, so that I, little bitty guy, you know, could look down the barrel. Then there's this. This is my Winchester Model 190. I've had this since I was, I guess, about 14, maybe 15 years old. And this was, I think, my first rifle. And the reason I say I think was because my father had given me a Savage 30-30 bolt-action rifle also, which I traded back to him at some time in my life. And I don't know for sure which one came first, but I always think that this one was my first rifle. This was, you know, the first rifle that Dad went out and bought for me. We went to Western Auto here in Buffalo, Missouri, and bought it from Keith Cully. I don't remember what it cost, 40 or 45 bucks back then. It was a long time ago. And it was used, and it's been a good rifle. I love this rifle. So I have always shot. I used to take this. Back in those days, every farm had a little dump on it, you know, where people threw their tin cans and stuff. And I used to go out there and I would shoot cans and bottles for hours. It was just the most fun a kid could have. Good, clean fun. Never hurt anybody. It was only a year ago, a little over a year ago, that I got into pistols. And my dad had a Ruger 22 standard automatic back when I was a kid, and he had a Webley 45 revolver, and never shot the Webley. I don't think I've ever shot it once. And she used to shoot the 22 pistol some, but you know, I was never that good with it. And just in the last year, it all kind of started. Dad's fault again. Gonna blame it on the old man. We were talking, and he had just moved from the farm into town, and he said something about his pistol in the nightstand. And I said, "Your 38 Special?" He had a really nice Smith & Wesson 38 Special. He said, "Oh, no, I don't have that anymore." He said, "I traded that off for a 380. And I thought, okay, well, that doesn't sound like a very good trade, but it was with my sister, so that's okay. She wanted the revolver. He traded for her little 380. And I said, well, let me look at it. And we got to messing around and found out Dad, who's, you know, getting up there in years now, and not in the best of health, was too weak to rack the slide on that little pistol. And I said, well, that won't work. And he said, well, I've got a 9mm. I said, when did you get a 9mm? Well, I've had it for a few years. And so I said, well, where's it at? And I said, I'll go get it for you. It was out in the storage area in the garage, locked up in a closet. And I went out to get it. On the way in, I said, I bet he can't rack this slide either. So he couldn't, and finally decided that what he needed was a 22 revolver. That's all he wanted, just a 22 revolver. I said, all right. So I did a little wheeling dealing with some friends at work, and looking for a 22 revolver. And one of the guys, first guys I talked to, said, hey, he said, I've got a a Ruger 22 semi that I would trade for a 9mm. And I said, let me call my dad. Dad said, oh yeah, Brian, that'd be great. I always loved that little pistol. So the next day we meet on the sly, at, in the work parking lot where we weren't supposed to have guns, and make a trade. And John gets out of his car and he says, man, he said, I'm sorry. He said, I lied to you. He says, it's not a Ruger. And I said, well, what is it? He says, it's a Browning. I thought, well, that'd probably be okay. So let me look at it. It was the Browning buckmark that I have, actually. And I said, yeah, I think this will work. So I get it home, and Dad can't rack the slide on it. The Browning's got a really hard slide to get to. It's not like, you've got to kind of pinch it to pull it. And he couldn't rack the slide. So I said, okay. So the next day, after work, I go to one of the pawn shops that carry a lot of guns in Springfield and bought the Taurus Model 94, the one I have. and well, I bought it for my dad. Got it home, and the little Taurus 94, it's got a pretty good spring in it, and Dad couldn't really cock it very well. Okay, all right. And he's just like, man, maybe I don't even need a gun. I said, no, if you want a gun, you can have a gun. I said, we'll find something. So the next day, I went back to that same pawn shop and was looking around, and they had a Ruger 2245. And I said, let me just see that. And it was, you can get hold of the slide on a Ruger 22 pistol. And I said, okay, we'll take this one. So I took it home, took it to my dad's, and I said, how about this one? Dad said, what the hell's going on here? He said, where are you getting all these guns? I said, I'm buying them. Where at? I said, in a gun shop, Dad. It's okay. They're legal. And so, yep, that's the one. So anyway, he and I went out shooting then. And just shooting at a can in the old creek bottom, and Dad with his new Ruger and me with my new buckmark. And I swear to you, I had not had so much fun in years. And that just pretty much started it. The next thing was my Glock. And when I got my Glock, that's when I started making YouTube videos. And I'm hooked, guys. I'll be a shooter for the rest of my life. Anyway, that's it. Bob, I apologize again for being so slow. And y'all be safe. Support the NRA. Or at least support some organization that supports your gun rights, that has the power to do that. These are tough times right now. We need all the help we can get. Do your part, and hopefully this will work out. Okay? Y'all be safe.